The mission of Wowzers and NWEA's integration is to personalize learning by using Map Growth RIT scores to prescribe an individualized learning path in the Wowzers math program for each student. In just a few easy steps, give Wowzers permission to access your students' RIT scores. By completing these steps, it gives Wowzers the ability to communicate directly with NWEA to save you time and energy. After you've given permission for Wowzers to access your students' data, just let your Wowzers account executive know that you're ready and we'll grant your school access to use the automatic path generator. At this point, the only step left is to choose a student in Wowzers and click the button to generate a new path. If your student's name can't be found automatically, you'll just need to enter their student ID from your NWEA account. After this is done, the student's path is created. If you'd like to further edit the student's learning path, click the Edit button. Here, you can turn individual activities on or off by clicking the eyeball button. You can also turn off entire sections if you'd like, or move them into a different order by clicking and dragging. If you'd like to give the student additional work, click the Add New Sections button and drag over additional content. What makes our integration different from all your other options out there is that our program automatically syncs with NWEA to fetch RIT scores. Our program generates precise learning paths as we are the only program to map standards at such a detailed level. Each activity in Wowzers is mapped to individual standards so that we can assign exactly the right content to each student to help them master concepts. With our program, we are able to prescribe a multi-grade level approach if desired. Students can be assigned work that spans multiple grade levels to review concepts from earlier grades or receive more challenging content from future grade levels. Wowzers truly realizes personalized learning with a precise path developed by the RIT score at the standard level. No other program does that. Teacher and administrator response to this new feature has been overwhelmingly positive. But to truly consider it successful, we needed to test whether students who use their custom Wowzers curriculum perform better on subsequent map growth tests. To determine how Wowzers usage affects students, we looked at over 3,300 students who took map growth math tests at the beginning and end of the 2018-2019 school year. For each of these students, we looked at their initial score, their end-of-year score, and the time they spent using Wowzers between the two tests. Because the normative score for each grade follows a curved growth rate, it's not possible to compare the change in raw RIT scores between students working at different grade levels. For example, a student who scored 186 on their initial map growth test and increased their score by 12 points on their subsequent map growth test effectively increased by an entire grade level. However, a student who scored 217 on their initial map growth test and also increased their score by 12 points on their subsequent test effectively increased by 3 entire grade levels. This nonlinear relationship can be seen as a graph. To model this relationship, we use this equation where x is the student's map growth RIT score and y is the student's effective grade level. Their initial and subsequent grade levels were calculated using this formula and are then compared to find each student's grade level growth. In this way, we can compare students with any two map growth RIT scores. When we looked at the data, we found that students who used Wowzers under 10 hours had an average grade level growth of 1.39. However, this growth was greater on average for students who used Wowzers longer. As you can see, the distribution of these scores is strongly correlated with the amount of time they spent using Wowzers, which suggests that students who use Wowzers' personalized curriculum do significantly better on subsequent map growth assessments. To try this integration for yourself, just go to wowzers.com/NWEA to sign up for a 30-day pilot.